Hello everyone and welcome to the debut of SongForce. I am Daniel and I'm so excited to show you this new web application and social networking community specifically for Christian songwriters. I've had this idea and a need for it for several years and I'm finally putting it all together and inviting you in. So I want to show you why we need SongForce, why SongForce was made, and how it's going to be helpful and relevant to you in your songwriting. First and foremost, as songwriters, we all have a need to archive and keep track and organize our songs. Now, you might have a journal that you write in, you might have a Google Drive folder that you use, and that's all great. But I don't know about you, but I wanted a place where I could keep track of songs I've written as well as songs that we've co-written, and have the lyrics, the audio recording, the chart, who wrote it, when it was written, and all of those details in one easy-to-use place, and that all of us could keep track of that together as co-writers. And so this is going to be a great archive for people who write in community together, as well as people who, all of us still write songs by ourselves as well. So I'm going to show you this just a little bit here on SongForce in its current form, and we're calling this beta because it is fresh out of the oven and there are many features that will be added down the road. But first up, we've got essentially a Rolodex of songs. So imagine in the future that we have hundreds of songs in here written by hundreds of people. And so the idea would be here that you could find songs that might be fitting for your worship service or an album that you're considering. And so you got all the major details right here. And any of these that you want to look at and listen to it and even review it, you just click into that song and you're going to see all of that helpful information in one spot. So at a glance here, we've got the title, we've got the writers, we have the version, the current state of the song, of course, category, theme, and which community it was written in. Going across these tabs here, we've got the main song detail page where we got a great audio player where you can listen to that song, the lyrics, and any other information. One of the things that's nice is this actually gives you a date of when the song was written or when it was added to SongForce. And in the rare event that you might ever be faced with some sort of copyright infringement situation, this would be a helpful another addition to that argument of proving when you had written that song. On the Writers tab, you can see all of the writers for that song. You can see a little bit about them, as well as click in and see more details about that writer and view all of the songs that they've added to SongForce. Here's that place for a chart. So everyone, again, this is going to be helpful so that other people can actually use your song in their church. So as soon as there's a chart made, you want to add it to the song here, and that way if anyone wants to use it, they know where to get it. And lastly, we have a review section. So I'm going to talk about that next. The second helpful purpose of SongForce is to receive constructive feedback from other writers. So what we have here, though, is not just a 5-star rating overall for the song. We all know that songs can be very subjective, and so if you asked 5 different churches their thoughts on the song, you might get 5 different answers. So this is intended to help us have some very constructive, guided feedback for our songs. So first off, we have the lyrics and the melody. We want to rate those separately so that as a writer, we know which one of those needs the most improvement in this particular song. And secondly, even if you max that out with 5 stars, and the community's overall rating it 4 or 5 stars, and you're thinking that's great, it doesn't necessarily translate to a song that churches want to use. And finishing this out, there is a pro and con guided feedback as well. So when people review your song, they can let you know what is working and what is not. So next up in SongForce, it is going to be a great platform and community to find inspiration. I don't know about you, but when I hear a great song or a song that just really moves me, then it inspires me to want to write a song that has that effect on others as well. So finding other songs, this will be a great inspiration. And secondly, using the community forum on SongForce should prove helpful over time. So this is a place where you can click into any one of these tabs and ask a question or seek some sort of answer to your question. That's what a forum's for. And so that's why this is here. And I think that this will be a place where we find great inspiration from each other as well. Next up, finding new co-writers. SongForce is going to be helpful for this, especially if you don't have a co-writing community that you're already a part of. I remember about 5 years ago when I really was getting serious about wanting to find co-writers that I could write worship songs with. And I didn't care if they were local or not. I just wanted to know I had some like-minded people that I could write songs with and who wanted to co-write and go that route. So SongForce is going to be perfect for that because you're going to see all of these songs that are co-written versus solo written. You're going to see which communities they're part of. And essentially, if you're seeing a consistency with a given writer, maybe they're on multiple songs that really move you personally, then you can reach out. You can connect with them. You can click in here to see the songs that they've written and even find their Facebook and Instagram profiles if they have one and have added it. So it's going to be a great social networking opportunity with Christian songwriters. We have direct messaging on here and friend requests and all of that sort of thing. Behind the scenes here, the core of this platform is a social network, and so we've got a news feed available. You can comment on people's additions to the site. You can just write a random update, just like you would on other social media channels. So it's going to be great. And lastly, this is going to be an opportunity to give your songs more shelf life, more opportunity to be seen and heard and used. I don't know about you, but as a songwriter, it's very discouraging when you think you've written a great song and you want people to hear it, but it's like, how and where? How do I help other people hear it? Where's the forum for churches hearing the song that we wrote? Well, this is going to be that. It's going to be so helpful. It's going to be a place for worship leaders and pastors to get on here and find impactful songs for their churches. So I'm excited about that, and I hope you are too. So in summary here, who is SongForce for? It is for Christian songwriters. It's for worship leaders and pastors to find some great, impactful songs. Right now, during beta, it is by invitation only. This may or may not change in time, but the idea here is that we want to invite people that we're already writing with to join the party and get organized and give each other feedback and just level up our networking and our songwriting. And lastly, it is nationwide. I mean, as soon as you invite co-writers in a different state, it's nationwide. We have 406 United as a primary writing community locally here in Bozeman, but obviously we're connected with the Worship Coalition, which has a national, if not global at this point, Christian songwriting network. And so, and then personally, I've got 4 other writing communities in mind that I intend to invite into SongForce as time rolls on and we get the bugs worked out. So how do you get started? Simply accept the invitation that you received in your email inbox and create your free account. Right now, SongForce is free. There's no price for any of these core features. It is what it is, and I want you to get as much value out of this as possible. And the more valuable and more that we use it, the more valuable it will be to all of us. Sometime in the future, I'll be adding paid features as well as trainings, and it'll be a nominal fee, kind of like the Netflix model, where it's just like all you can eat for $10 a month. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's to be determined. Bookmark the site at songforce.com. Browse the site to get familiar and just start using it. Listen to other people's songs. Be inspired. Review their songs. I can't say it enough. Reviewing each other's songs is going to be the most helpful thing of SongForce. Add your first song and start getting feedback yourself. Find that inspiration to make a good song great. And lastly, invite your co-writers. Invite your worship director, invite your pastor. We want these people to be involved and be seeing what quality work is going into writing songs for our churches. So that wraps up this video. I want to thank you so much for watching this, and I can't wait to see you inside of SongForce.